I put my FreeNAS shirt on today so we can talk about FreeNAS and Plex specifically. This seems to come up a lot of people. I completely understand wanting to use some of the plugins in Plex, but the confusing part often comes in, and I've done a video on this before, on how to get the storage to match up and mount. So we're going to go walk through that process here. Now, I've done jails before, so the system's not going to go through the entire download process for the jail. So just a word of warning, if you've never installed any plugins on your FreeNAS, the first time you do this, it takes a lot longer because it has to first download the jail system, set it up, then download the plugin, which works fine. I haven't had a problem doing that, and we're going to go ahead and download Plex right now. So we're going to go ahead and run through the install for this. Now, I've seen a few people talking about problems they've had with networking with Plex. I find it fine to use DHCP because then I go to my DHCP server and I say, this is the IP address I want this Plex server to have, so it's static. So I usually leave it DHCP, but if you do IP here, make sure you get all the settings correct, because if you get some of them wrong, like DNS, you'll end up going, hey, it doesn't completely work right. And I'm like, that's correct. So DHCP is my preferred method, and then set the specific server address inside of your DHCP server so it gets statically assigned. Now it's going to go ahead and run the install, do the download, and I'll fast forward through this part. All right, Plex is set up, status is up, and we can click on here and go to management and start configuring it now. But I'm not going to, because the thing we need to do is map storage into it. So the way a jail works is the system starts, and actually we'll go right to the storage and kind of give you an idea here. Pools, jails, Plex, root. So this data set called root under jails, then Plex, the plugin we installed, and then the root of Plex, it starts here. So this is what makes jails special, is they are nested down and do not have access to what we have as our primary storage right here called tank. So here's the Plex videos and where I put the data and where I have a share set up on the system, but here's the root of it. And when you're mapping storage, you're making a link, basically a symbolic link or a shortcut for those used in the Windows world. You can kind of look at it that way. We refer to them as symbolic links in the Linux world. You're linking that pool here to this pool here. And the reason you're doing that, and you don't necessarily need to link, but you could, of course, link your entire data set, but you're mapping a specific piece of your data set in there. And for example, if you have a lot of different data sets, you're like, these have sensitive information, but I want the plugin to have access to this, only this piece of information. That's what makes these plugins / jails work so well and more secure. So they don't have complete access to your data. They only have what you have permitted them to have access to. So how do we do this? All right, so we're going to go back over to the plugins, installed, and we see the status is up. We're going to go ahead and stop this. Status down. Then we're going to go to the jail, and here is the jail where the Plex plugin is running. We go over here, and we're going to edit the mount points. So this is how we map the storage. We're going to hit plus, source, click the little thing here, tank, Plex videos, destination. Here is the root of it, and here's all the things. We're just going to call it media. You could create folders in here. I did note that when you're doing this, if I add a / and then a name, it may not create it. It did that previously, I believe, in the old version, but you have to manually create the folders, and you can open up a shell prompt in the jail. But I'm going to leave it at root in media. So remember where we left it here, and go ahead and hit save. So now the source is mount tank Plex videos, where I have some videos loaded, and mount IO cage jails Plex root media. Now we're going to show you inside of Plex how that works. Go back over here to the plugins, and we got to start the plugin back up. Now I refreshed the page because it didn't get the IP address. It takes a second for the jail to start up. It gets the IP address. So if you click too quickly on the management part, it may not go into Plex right away. Let's call this FreeNAS Beta Plex. We're going to add a library. We're going to call it Other Videos because, well, I copied my own videos in there. Browse for Media folder. All right, now here's where it wants to default to. If you remembered, we did /media. Add library. Next and done. So now it's reading these here. Let's see if it'll play it. This video is brought to you by... And away we go. Now, real quick here, I will cover what videos I put in there. I'm using Linux, not Windows, so it's SMB:/ as opposed to Windows being //. And then we have this right here, the IP address, and then Plex videos, and then here's the videos that I threw in here. Now, if you're organizing your entire Plex library, maybe that Plex video share, you want to create like a TV folder, a movie folder, and other videos folder, and things like that. But for brevity and to keep it simple, I just threw it all in one folder. But anything I create here is now mapped into Plex. Now, a couple of people have questions about the shares and the permissions. I've done more in-depth videos on this. The way this particular system was set up, just so you can see, go here. We're going to edit the permissions. I'm not using the Windows permissions. I'm just leaving it wide open. There's going to be someone going, but you should never leave a wide open share. I'm assuming this is on your private network running Plex, not your business network. And I've done more in-depth videos on how to configure all the permissions and map things to specific users in the system so they can control it and have very fine-grained permissions. So this is set up here. And then when we go to the sharing services, we're going to go here. We're going to go to Windows SMB share, edit. And you can see I have allow guest access, so I don't have any permissions set up on this. Like I said, I have other videos I've done where you can do more in-depth on there. I'll be making new ones with the new version of FreeNAS soon. But the short is open up all permissions to get it working, and then start backing them out is an easy way to start testing this. So if you want to mess around and follow through the permissions on there. Once this gets to release candidate, I'm going to have a whole new series of videos, and I'll cover some of that more in depth. But at least is start with it working, and then work your way backwards if you are concerned about how you want the security to go with your Windows shares or the Samba shares within FreeNAS. But that's really it for getting it working. I've had no problems with it. It seems to be perfectly fine. Plays, works fine here. Now, you may have noticed when you first logged in, it does say there's a new version up there. Maybe at some point, once this becomes stable, I'll show you how to update it. It's not the same as updating it when it runs on an independent server, and the reason why is because it's loaded through the library through the plugin system. So it is not pulled in from the latest. It's as latest as the plugin maintainer has had time to do. There's not a simple way to update it. There is, but isn't, because you got to go to the command line. So it depends on whether or not you find the command line simple or not. But once this becomes a release candidate and gets very close to stable, maybe I'll do some videos on how to update Plex manually, so you can do that. But it's only a little bit behind and not too big of a deal. But Plex does work in FreeNAS Beta 3, and it's that easy to set up and get running. Just the most thing that people get stuck on is usually that storage mounting. Once you understand that part, the rest should be easy. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Leave us some feedback below to let us know any details, what you like and didn't like as well, because we love hearing the feedback. Or if you just want to say thanks, leave a comment. If you want to be notified of new videos as they come out, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the bell icon. That lets YouTube know that you're interested in notifications. Hopefully they send them, as we've learned with YouTube. Anyways, if you want to contract us for consulting services, you go ahead and hit launchsystems.com, and you can reach out to us for all the projects that we can do and help you. We work with a lot of small businesses, IT companies, even some large companies, and you can farm different work out to us or just hire us as a consultant to help design your network. Also, if you want to help the channel in other ways, we have a Patreon. We have affiliate links. You'll find them in the description. You'll also find recommendations to other affiliate links and things you can sign up for on launchsystems.com. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.